like to learn how to make your life more purposeful thanks to time management? Well, we're going to find out today, thanks to my guest, Laura Gisborne, coming to us all the way from Sedona in Arizona. And Laura, thank you so much for being on the show today.
It's my pleasure, Krizia. Nice to be with you.
So Laura, you are an author, a speaker, you are a producer, you are the busy mom of 3. You run multiple companies, you're very successful. How do you do it all?
Well, I have to say that this has been a good question that I've been asked quite frequently over the last year and a half since I started becoming a speaker. I have always been a person who'd like to run multiple things at once. So if either I was even starting back in high school, I was, a cheerleader and I was on student council and I was doing my honors classes. I just, some of us are really driven to be that way. I call it the AAA personality, not just a type A, we're AAA. So you have to learn very quickly how to master your systems if you have that calling to be a person who is a multipreneur.
Yeah, and you're a Leo, and that just
and
fuels.
I am. Yes, that's why I keep playing with my hair. Yeah, I just came from yoga. Where's my hair?
And that fuels the AAA-ness, because it's like, woo! So that's really interesting. Yes, indeed, because when you're managing all of that, you've got to have some really good system in place, and that's actually what I want to talk to you about. When you're managing so many businesses and projects, you've got to love what you do, or else it's just work, and you've got to have great systems in place. So I'd love to be able to talk about sort of the passion aspect of what you do and how important that is in your businesses, and sort of fueling them and keep moving them forward.
Yeah, I think for most people, we grow up with the idea of what we're supposed to be doing instead of what we really want to do. And so we have like our day job and our work in the world, and then we have the things that we love and we end up doing them as hobbies, right? This is what I hear frequently from people. And a lot of us just don't know what's the segue. How do we get those two things integrated instead of being two separate pieces of the pie? And for me, I've been very fortunate to have opportunities to. It started really with my first business when I was in my early 20s. I married a gentleman who had a restaurant, and he was in business with his family. And from that, we grew our own restaurant. We took the things we liked and took the things we didn't like, and really evolved that into another restaurant, which then became a third restaurant, which then became a catering company. And it was similar when I moved to Sedona. I got into real estate sales. I was working at a resort, just a part-time kind of thing, and then I started doing investing. And so my businesses tend to give birth to other businesses. And I think if people can learn to watch for the synchronicities of what they enjoy doing and align that with business opportunities, that's where the money starts coming in, and that's where it's really fun.
And thank you so much for saying that, because I was actually going to say passion is not enough. There are people who have passions, but unfortunately those passions aren't easily translatable into profitable businesses. Whereas you've been actually really successful at combining both.
Well, I think, and I hope I'm looking in the right places. It's such a funky thing for me. So I'm like, if you're going to be watching this,
you're doing A-okay.
All right, looking at that line. All right, so the big secret is not to try to invent the wheel. Chances are, whatever business you're in, someone has come before you and they've been very successful at that business. So the ideal situation is to find that person, find a mentor who has already done the struggling part, and get yourself to that level that much quicker by being a great student, by being coachable. You and I have talked about this.
Yes.
Just really that the more that we lead, the more we realize that we have so much to learn, and that we are students always ourselves first. And I think that works in business just like it works in life.
That's interesting, because what you just said, that we are coachable. In reality, sometimes people say that they do want change, they do want improvements. That's what they say. But in reality, they really kind of don't, which means that it doesn't matter if you're working with the top coach of all top coaches. It's not going to happen if you really don't want to take the necessary actions.
It's very true. So Elle Thebo, and you're going to meet Elle. I don't know if have you guys connected yet?
Not yet, but so many women.
She's going to be one of the speakers there. She and I are cultivating a project right now. And that was the conversation we had yesterday on the phone, is what do you do when someone hires you, they want to work with you, they say they want to take their business, their life to the next level, but then they're not willing to do the follow through. That's a tough place, because again, I can't, be your mommy. You've got somebody else's mommy. You've got to do your own work in the world, right? So I can
Yes.
be the person who holds that space for you and takes a stand for you. But yeah, if you really, the people that come to work with me, there's an application process, and I'm pretty sincere. I'm very sincere, actually. I've turned people down that had the check in hand just because I knew they weren't willing to do the work. So
Wow.
I don't want to waste my time or theirs.
Absolutely, and that's very powerful.